Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Let's Crack OPSC. I hope all of your preparation going well and whatever thing that we have taught in the current affairs series are very important. Take a note of all this and you can revise it at the time of examination. I hope all of you are preparing other portion of your studies just like optional paper. You cannot just neglect optional paper. Optional papers are having weightage of around 1200 marks. So you can be in as well as you can be out if your optional papers will not go well. So you have to be very focused. You have to divide your time in such a manner that you are allocating sufficient time for the optional papers to revise it, to practice answer writing in that optional particularly. So I hope making notes is very important and you are following this making note process. And in the first video about United Nations we have discussed around many United Nations organizations, its year of establishment as well as headquarters located. This is very important from prelim perspective. Today we will discuss the rest of the portion of United Nations as well as some of the emerging issues which are being frequently asked in State Public Service Commission. So let's start today's discussion. United Nations International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, 1946, and headquarters is at Washington DC. IBRD. IBRD is very important. IBRD is known as World Bank. After the Second World War, this particular thing is being done. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which we call it as World Bank. This is the World Bank. So this one is particularly in headquarters is in Washington DC. What is the issue with World Bank? The issue with World Bank is most of its funding is coming from United States. So United States is having a major influence in decision making process of IBRD, and that is the reason why most in our BRICS Bank is being established in order to challenge the monopoly of United States in the IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. In the loan giving process, what is happening? United States is dictating terms and conditions, which country is to be given loan, which country is not to be given loan. This is a politically motivated because of the heavy influence as well as funding from United States. In order to minimize the influence of United States, the BRICS nation, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, they have made our BRICS Bank. So the second one is World Meteorological Organization, 1950. Its headquarters is at Geneva, Switzerland. Then World Trade Organization, 1995, Geneva, Switzerland. Very important. World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is very important in the perspective as the whole world is getting globalized. People from any particular country can sell their product in other parts of the country, other parts of the globe also, in which the World Trade Organization and its laid down procedure, guidelines as well as terms and conditions which are very much applying. And WTO has put many pressures on India, especially in order to in relation to agriculture subsidies. In agriculture subsidies, what happened? The United States opposed India's heavy agricultural subsidies, but India at WTO won the case against United States by saying that the public stock holding, it is for our food security need. This particular issue you should be quite aware of. That is the reason why I told you to make you understand what is the relation to India's agriculture subsidy. Agriculture subsidy are very important because if you don't give agriculture subsidies, the food, especially the farmers, they will feel the pressure of the increasing prices of the input cost will go up. That is the reason why Government of India is giving various subsidies in fertilizer and other products. So, WTO, the headquarters is at Geneva, Switzerland. United Nations Development Program, 1965, headquarters is at New York, US. International Maritime Organization, 1958, London, UK. International Development Association, 1960, Washington DC. International Telecommunication Union, 1947, Geneva, Switzerland. United Nations Institute for Training and Research. United Nations Institute for Training and Research, 1965, it is at New York, US. United Nations Relief and Work for Palestine Refugees. Headquarters established in 1949. Headquarters is at New York, US. United Nations Fund for Population Activities. 1969, headquarters is at New York, US. There are certain year, means the decade, which United Nations is celebrating. These are very important years. 2016 to 2025, United Nations Decade for Action on Nutrition. 2016 to 2025, always remember this, it is United Nations Decade on Nutrition, on Action on Nutrition. And then 2015 to 2024, International Decade for People of African Nation. It is International Decade for People of African Nation. 2014 to 2024, it is a United Nations Decade for Sustainable Energy for All. Remember, 2014 to 2024, International Sustainable Energy for All. It's a decade, very, very important. Then we will be coming to a very emerging issue, that is United Nations reform. This is much needed reform that many of the countries, just like Japan, India, Germany, as well as Brazil, these four countries are putting pressure so that there will be some reform in the United Nations, especially of the Security Council. Why General Security Council is very important? Security Council is the biggest decision making in United Nations. If one particular country is having influence in Security Council, that is going to be very, very helpful for their own interest as well as whatever their viewpoint in world affairs. So Security Council reforms are very, very important. We have discussed, I have given you the trick, how I remember about the 6 organs, that is GSC, TCS. I have told you G stands for General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Cultural Council, then Trusteeship, then Court of Justice, then last one is Secretariat. These are the 4 principal organs of United Nations. Then the United Nations Security Council. Security Council is having 15 members. 15 members, 5 is permanent, that all of you know, United States, Britain, France, Russia and China. These are 5 permanent members with veto power. That is very important, veto power. Why veto power? They were the victor nations of Second World War. And after getting victory in Second World War, when United Nations was formed, this particular 5 countries, they had enormous influence and that in the global affairs that particular time. So they got the veto. If anything that goes against their interest, they generally tend to use the veto power. For example, India's permanent membership. All other 4 permanent members are supporting India's case, but China is doing veto by saying no, we cannot give permanent membership to India. Why we don't consider Pakistan's case also? China is putting this kind of a defense. So this is a very, very, you can say, very, very difficult situation for United Nations to function. Some people are having enormous power and they are using veto in a random manner, and there is arbitrary use of this kind of a thing, which is very against the ethos of United Nations, because United Nations was established in order to make a democratically taking decisions on world affairs. United Nations is a body with 193 members and 2 observer states. That is basically in order to make decision making democratically. And this veto power is against democratic. Say for example, 130-40 countries are saying one thing, but if a single veto power nation feels that it is against his or that particular country's interest, they can veto it. That is the main problem. So United Nations there is a very much urgent requirement for reform in United Nations Security Council. 15 members with 5 permanent members and 10 members with 2-year term. There will be 2-year term with this particular thing. What are if there is a reform in United Nations Security Council, what are the things which is going to be the problems? Categories of membership. If for example there will be reform, what kind of a category of membership will be given to the newly reformed members? Then the question of veto, whether the new included powers, will they be given veto or not? That is also a biggest issue, because the permanent members are opposing any kind of a new member getting a veto. If for example the 4 nations which are India, Japan, Germany and Brazil, if one of the countries or 2 of the countries or all of the 4 countries are getting into the permanent membership, will they be given the same veto power as existing 5 members? That is a very big issue. Then regional representation. Regional representation is a very big issue. In Asia is underrepresented. Asia, with you can say the largest continent in the world, is underrepresented. Only China is representing. And Africa, there is most of the United Nations, you can say, schemes and work is done on Africa specific, and Africa is not represented at all. South America is not represented at all. Western Europe is overrepresented. That is the major problem. That is the major problem in which there is a requirement for reform, urgent reform, because it is not reflecting current day's reality as well as political economic might on today's time. India is a emerging country we are the 3rd in purchasing power parity in the GDP terms. So slowly India's influence is going increase, and that's why we need this kind of a urgent reform. Then the size of the council and working method. The Security Council and General Assembly. The size of the council and working method. The size of the council, because if there will be a bigger size, and there has to be some mechanism in order to run this particular size. And Security Council and General Assembly. What will be the relation between Security Council and General Assembly in the post-reformed United Nations Security Council? What is this kind of particular thing? Reform long overdue. Last in 1963, 4 permanent members added, non-permanent members added. 1963 was the last reform done in United Nations, where the non-permanent membership, which they rose from 11 to 15. They increased the number of non-permanent members from 11 to 15. So it is long overdue. Inequitable economic and geographical representation. I have already discussed why inequitable distribution, as Asia is underrepresented, then Africa as well as South America is not represented at all, and Western Europe is overrepresented. Both France and UK is in permanent membership. Crisis of legitimacy and credibility. Whenever there is a crisis, say for example a permanent member's veto power is used arbitrarily. That is the very biggest issue. That is harming the credibility of United Nations. Then north-south divide. North-south divide is what? When there is powerful people, powerful and economically and politically means advanced countries, they are dictating terms, and although other countries which are having less influence as well as political and economic sphere, they are facing problem. There is a very big divide. Advanced countries are dictating terms in United Nations. Emerging issues. Whenever there is an emerging issue, there is a trust gap between various nations. So these are the various issues which you supposed to be thorough with, so that you can write it on a regular basis, and especially for the main examination. So let's do a quick recap what we have studied today. IBRD 1946 Washington DC, World Meteorological Organization, Geneva, Switzerland. WTO again Geneva, Switzerland. United Nations Development Programme, New York, US. International Maritime Organization, London, UK. International Development Association, Washington DC. International Telecommunication Union, Geneva, Switzerland. United Nations Institute for Training and Research, 1965, New York. United Nations Relief Work for Palestine Refugees, 1949, New York. United Nations Fund for Population Activities, New York again. Then 2016 to 2025, I have said action on nutrition. Decade for 2015 to 2024, development on African descent, people of African descent. Then 14 to 2024, decade for sustainable energy for all. And Security Council, why there is a reform required, we have discussed. Categories of membership, question of veto, then regional representation, then Security Council and working method, Security Council and General Assembly, reforms overdue. Since 1963, there is no reform carried out till date. Then inequitable economic and geographical presentation, crisis of legitimacy and credibility, north-south divide, and last one is emerging issues. I hope you followed this particular discussion. Do make a note format so that it will help you in your exam time, so that you can revise it faster. The better you revise, the better thing you will produce in the answer sheet. If you are watching our video for the first time and have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel. And in this particular channel, we are guiding people in cracking OPSC. Thank you very much for watching.